Eddie Howe's Bournemouth dug deep to make sure their midweek win at Chelsea wouldn't go down as just a flash in the pan. That's how it looked as the Cherries trailed to a 5th-minute Xherdan Shaqiri header and were lucky not to go further behind. But Josh King accepted a gift to equalise with 20 minutes left, and then substitute Mousset snatched a winner. Bournemouth, 4-2-3-1, Begovic 6.5, Francis 6.5, S. Cook 6, King 13, 6, Oka 7, Daniels 6, L. Cook 6.5, Gosling 6, Fraser 6. Ibe 7.5, Pugh 90, Stanislas 5, Mousset 59, 7, Wilson 6. Subs not used: Boric, Sermon, Arter, Simpson. Goals: King, 70. Mousset, 78. Bookings: Gosling, King. Manager: Eddie Howe. 7. Stoke, 4-1-4-1, Butland 6.5, Bauer 6, Shawcross 7, Zuma 6.5. Peters 6.5, Cameron 6, Shaqiri 7, Allen 6, Day 7, Stafilides 71, 6, Choupo-Moting 5.5, Berahino 83, Crouch 6.5, Diouf 83, subs not used: Grant, Johnson, Adam, Sabi. Goals: Shaqiri, 5, Bookings, Ndi. Choupo-Moting. Manager: Paul Lambert. 6.5. Referee: Paul Tierney. 6. Man of the match: Jordan Ibe. It was his first Premier League goal for the season and couldn't have come at a better time against Stoke, who have been transformed since Paul Lambert took over from Mark Hughes. In its way, it was a huge test of the character of Howe's team after a poor start. Bournemouth's players stood looking at each other after Shaqiri's early goal, asking how the 5 feet 6 inches winger had been given a free header. It wasn't as if they hadn't been warned though. He'd turned up on the right side of the home defence a few moments earlier to hit a shot that Dan Gosling cleared off the line. Nobody had tracked him when he'd swapped back to the other side of the field. And new signing Bodin Day's cross was inch-perfect for him to direct his header beyond the reach of Asmir Begovic. Things got even worse for Cherries boss Eddie Howe a few moments later when defender Steve Cook had to go off injured, but his team at least showed some spirit and might have drawn level when Lewis Cook picked out Callum Wilson, but his first-time shot was easily saved. In truth, Stoke were winning most of the midfield battles at this stage, with new Senegal international Ndé showing why they'd paid Galatasaray £14 million for him. The 27-year-old looked full of confidence and not afraid to mix it, as he proved when he tangled with Lewis Cook in a challenge that ended with both players getting a lecture from referee Paul Tierney. Cook's injury meant Ryan Fraser having to move to right back, and Stoke tried to take advantage with Peter Crouch peeling off to look for high balls in the position taken up by the 5 feet 4 inches Scot. Lambert has put a new steel into Stoke's approach in just a few weeks since taking over from Mark Hughes, and there was evidence of that as Eric Peters produced an astonishing goal line clearance to prevent Jordan Ibe from equalising. The former Liverpool winger met Josh King's cross from a few yards and seemed certain to score, but somehow Peters flung himself in front of the ball and deflected it for a corner. Stoke keeper Jack Butland had been largely untested thanks to the work of his defence, but just before the break he produced a good save to keep out a junior Stanislas free kick, and then immediately after twisted to block King's shot from the edge of the box. Bournemouth took that as a cue to try to build some pressure, but still didn't really threaten, and it was Stoke who had the next near thing when Day's acrobatic bicycle kick went just wide. Then Crouch pulled a deep cross from Bauer down on his chest and forced Begovic to save with a good volley. And it was a sign of Bournemouth's growing desperation that King was quite rightly booked for diving as he theatrically leapt over Kurt Zouma's foot in search of a penalty. It needed an error in Stoke's defence to let them back in the game. Joe Allen and Zouma collided as they went to deal with Ibe's clever flick, and King was left to slot home. The goal gave Bournemouth such a shot in the arm, and Stoke were suddenly clinging on. But with 12 minutes left they buckled as Ibe curled a free kick to the far post to where substitute Mousset was left with an unmarked header.